Hi there, I am Professor Blackmore and welcome back to my channel. And I want to say right at the beginning that if you like to schedule ProfessorBlackmore.com to add some spice, engagement, and interacting excitement to your next MCLE, CLE, or attorney litigation trial prep conference, please contact me at ProfessorBlackmore.com. And today, I'm reporting to you yet again from inside of my Professor Blackmore's OneNote Civil Litigation Law Firm Notebook. And if you'd like to purchase a copy of my pre-made OneNote Civil or Criminal Law Firm Notebook template, please visit me on my website at ProfessorBlackmore.com. And I'll place a direct link to my template in the description section below of this video. Now, in my last video, I took you inside of my OneNote yellow pad. That is inside of my OneNote Civil Law Firm Notebook. And I encourage you to please watch that video if you have not had a chance to do so. And I'll place a link for this video also down below. And while I show you how to make your own OneNote Law Firm notebook and yellow pad notebook templates, if you'd like to purchase a copy of Professor Blackmore's pre-made yellow pad notebook, please also use the link below that I'll place in the description section. But today, I want to take you inside of another section inside of my OneNote Civil Law Firm notebook, inside of my civil case file for the case Parker v. Prince, because I want to talk to you about OneNote and some other things as well. And so OneNote is a program that is already included in your Microsoft Office suite of programs and is free. And I'm sure you've also heard of PowerPoint, which is also included in your Microsoft Office suite of programs. And so today, I'm going to show you how you can use these two programs instead of going through the expense of purchasing very costly programs like TrialPad and Trial Director to streamline your virtual depositions and trial presentation of witnesses. Now, I'm going to do a reenactment of a plaintiff's deposition of a defendant in an auto accident case wherein the defendant failed to stop at a flashing red light. And I know that I usually present from the insurance defense attorney's perspective, but today I'm going to play the role of the plaintiff's attorney. And if anybody out there wants to tell me how I did, you can comment below. But anyway, and I'm going to run the presentation of this deposition using my Samsung Note 7. And throughout this presentation, you'll see me use this pen because this is the Samsung Note 7 Action Pen. And it'll allow me to click this button right here on the front to advance the slides in the PowerPoint slideshow presentation. And throughout this presentation, you'll get a chance to see how you can use PowerPoint to make the same types of callouts that you can create using TrialPad or Trial Director or some of the other trial presentation software selections. And you'll see all types of document callouts, image callouts, and even video callouts throughout this reenactment. And all of these callouts are created using PowerPoint. So you just don't necessarily need to go through the expense of purchasing TrialPad or Trial Director for your more simple depositions, hearings, and trials. And so I'm going to show you the efficiency of this particular procedure right now. And I'll be running PowerPoint straight from my OneNote deposition notebook. And so I'm going to go to the deposition section of this case file. And as you can see here, I will be using the desktop version of OneNote to start everything off. And you know that this is the desktop version because up here at the top it says OneNote for Windows. And so I just want to go over to my deposition section here in this notebook. And then I want to go over to the place where I'm going to be running this deposition straight from. And I'm going to be doing most of this from my deposition exhibits. And as you can see here, I have all of my exhibits already laid out in order. And I will be running this from the PowerPoint presentation straight from my OneNote deposition notebook in my case file. And so now let's get right into it. And so I'm actually going to be using my Samsung Note 7 to do this, because in a situation like this, I probably would not take my laptop. I would just go ahead and just use my very lightweight mobile device. And so the first thing that I want to do is I want to go over to the OneNote app on my mobile device here. And if you have not had an opportunity to download the app onto your mobile device, you want to make sure that you do that before you get started. But I already have it here, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap my OneNote app here. And then here I'm inside of my deposition notebook. Now within my Professor Blackmore's pre-made deposition notebook template, as you can see, there are all kinds of sections here. Now this is a particular section that you may have if you want to have a list of your questions that you want to have. And I'm using my Professor Blackmore's yellow pad notebook to accomplish this task of creating a list of my deposition questions. But I want to go over to the deposition exhibits, because that is where I will be running this deposition presentation from. And so here it is right here. Now, another handy feature of my deposition notebook template is that it has an index. So I could always go over to the index and find what I'm looking for on my index, and I can go straight to that on the index section of the notebook. And it'll take me straight away to the place in the notebook where I want to go. And so as you can see, I'm running this exact same OneNote notebook on my Samsung Note 7 that I'm going to be using throughout this procedure. But I created this notebook using my desktop version of OneNote. And so here is an actual copy of my PowerPoint presentation right here. And so once I'm here in my Samsung Note 7, I can launch the presentation straight from OneNote. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and tap on the PowerPoint, and then I'm going to open it. And then what I want to do is I want to just start the slideshow. And then I want to go ahead and start that slideshow from the beginning. And I'll be going through this particular demonstration with the witness via Zoom during a virtual deposition. And as you can see here on this desktop version, I have my exhibits all laid out here in case something happens throughout the presentation with PowerPoint. I'll have a backup copy of each one of these exhibits right here in each one of these sections. But now again, I'm just going to go ahead and launch the presentation from the beginning. Okay, so here I am on slide 1, and I'm going to go ahead and start my deposition. Ma'am, would you please state your name for the record? And Miss Prince, what's your understanding of why we're here today? And now, do you believe you caused that accident? Okay, and where did the accident happen? And at what intersection? I mean, what were the cross streets? And Miss Prince, I'm going to show you this exhibit and publish it for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's marked as Exhibit 3. Can you see Exhibit 3? And you've seen this before, correct? And it is in fact the police report for the auto collision that you were involved in, correct? And now this is where I'm going to start to advance the slides straight from PowerPoint right here in my OneNote deposition notebook. And I'm just going to press my Action Pen button. And as you can see, it will show that particular call out for the witness to see as I'm asking the question. And Exhibit 3 reflects that the collision occurred on November 29th, 2017, correct? And the police report further reflects that you were involved in the auto collision, correct? And it also reflects that my client, John Wayne Parker, was also involved in the auto collision, correct? And you stated that the collision occurred at the intersection of 10th and Macon, correct? Now, I'm going to show you what I've marked as Exhibit 4. Now, is this a fair and accurate representation of the location where the auto collision occurred? And now I'm going to show some other types of callouts that you can create in PowerPoint that you can also use in your PowerPoint presentation running from your OneNote deposition notebook template. And so you were traveling westbound on 10th Street. Is this correct? And I've drawn a red arrow here. Is this the direction in which you were traveling? Now, this green arrow here is the direction that Mr. Wayne was traveling on Macon Street. Now, is this correct? Now I want to show you what I've marked as exhibit number 1, ma'am. Now, is this the light that you said was not functioning? And we see here that it appears as though the signal light isn't working. Is this correct? And so it's your position and it's your testimony that it was like that the entire time that you were approaching it and as you drove through it, correct? And now I want to show you something else that's from the same location, the same light, the same as the picture that we saw in exhibit number 1. And now this is an actual video taken from the traffic cameras at the intersection at the time of the accident. And so after seeing this, would you agree that the traffic signal was functioning properly and that the red light was actually functioning at the time of the accident? And so you would agree with me that you should have stopped at that flashing red light on the day of the accident at the time of the collision, correct? I have nothing further past the witness. Now, you have to agree with me that you just can't do any of this with your paper law office case files. So, what about you? Leave me a comment in the comment section below letting me know if you might use this efficient time and cost-saving technique in your next live or virtual deposition or even at your next trial. Please leave your comments in the comment section below letting me know. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And I also want to ask you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos or whenever I go live with interesting new law office productivity and trial prep tips. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you like to schedule ProfessorBlackmore.com to add some spice, engagement, and interacting excitement to your next MCLE, CLE, or attorney litigation trial prep conference, or if you like to purchase a copy of Professor Blackmore's pre-made OneNote law firm civil or criminal law firm notebook templates, or a copy of Professor Blackmore's pre-made deposition notebook template, please visit me on my website at ProfessorBlackmore.com. DTBlackmoreLaw.com.